Here we go. This week, we talk about weight loss, quick fixes. Also, we'll take the mystery out of domes. I know we did it already. We're doing it again. And we're going to check in to see how many compliments I got this week. Let's get into it.
Still sounds like that news thing.
This just in. Josh received compliments. Actually, I didn't get any this week, so I'm horribly disappointed, but you know.
We could have that thing like Fox News. Breaking. News alert.
Breaking. New compliment received.
News alert. And it's like the same story they've been talking about for 6 days.
Yeah. Everything's breaking if you have a break, or it loses its meaning when you have a breaking news every 6 minutes. All right. Before we get into our topics for the week, your buddy Jake sent me this. He goes, show this one to Dewey. Because we did our cheat meal episode. He had just listened to it. And he sent me this. And if you're not on YouTube, you got to get on here because this thing is redonkulous. It's a McOreo Spam Burger.
I'm going to puke.
From China. And my response to him was, I'd eat the hell out of that.
Seriously?
I would. Because I love Spam. The only thing I'm not down with is that I can't tell if that's Oreo juice, like the white stuff, or is that mayo?
No, it's more Oreo juice.
If it's mayo, I'm horrified. If it's Oreo juice, I'm okay with it.
No, I'm still horrified. Gross. Puke. Ugh.
No good?
No. There's just some things that don't go, like fruit on pizza. Doesn't work.
Oh, you're anti like pineapple?
Oh.
No good?
It's fruit does not belong in beer or pizza.
Okay. See, I used to hate pineapple on ham, pizza, or whatever they call it, Hawaiian, I guess.
Yeah.
I can stand it now. But
Whoa. I'll eat it.
Oh yeah, all right. Let's get one thing clear here. I'm
right.
not turning it down.
I'll eat the whole pizza. I'm just like, if I'm ordering, that's not what I'm ordering.
Yeah, that cheat meal.
I like meat, thick chunks of huge meat. And yes. That's a pizza.
Do you remember, I don't know if it's still open. Is Sarpino still open in Moorhead? It used to be right by O'Leary's.
I'm not good with names.
That place was good because they had like the real like Italian sausage and it was big hunks of it. Instead of like, sometimes it's just the ground little, nothing substantial. Yeah. Nothing better than a substantial hunk of sausage on a pizza. It's so freaking good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The best pizza in town, unknown, is... It is the Amazon at Brickhouse in Moorhead.
Okay. It's
basically the supreme or everything.
Yeah, that is unknown because I didn't know it existed.
Brick house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a brick hut, and it's brick oven.
Right, makes sense. Yeah,
and it's stupid good.
I always just get meat when I go there.
They don't have any.
Don't they have like
steak bites?
I get wings. Wing bites.
Wings are good.
Steak bites
because they're naked.
Yep.
But the Amazon, it's actually, dude, their pepperonis even lights out.
Yeah.
People just think Brick House is like
burgers and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a clever name for a bar, and it's not.
But it's referencing the way they make the pizza.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe you.
And their fried pickles.
Sorry, all you people in England that are listening. By the way, I was checking
Jess?
I was checking our podcast reach, and it's kind of interesting how it's kind of all over the world. Now, you never know if it's people just VPNing.
It's Moorhead,
and
then Austria.
Yeah, it is. It's weird. They're like Philippines and all kinds of weird places. So hi out there, wherever you're from.
Go to the merch store.
That's right. Hey, we actually got a comment on our YouTube channel this week, and the guy said, "Hey, I want to support the show. What's that link again?" So I put the link to furiousmerch.com.
Nice.
Where you can buy T-shirts that support the show. But I found a couple funny memes or interesting memes or thought-provoking memes this week, and this was one of them. And it said, food is the most abused anxiety drug. Exercise is the most underutilized antidepressant.
And you could interchange the two words, the two blue words.
Mm-hmm.
This.
I thought that kind of was timely, kind of hit home for me.
Yeah. You could, food is the most underutilized antidepressant too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess if prescribed correctly. But what they're saying is people like for the cheat meal thing or people that just use it emotionally.
Boy, we got some serious feedback on the cheat meal one.
Yeah?
I did, personally.
Tell me.
Just mostly vulgar and people not happy with me.
Oh,
saying,
because you were saying...
Well, because I took away their cheat meal. It's the only thing they lived for.
Right.
Because
you let them have the 5 on the calendar, the 10 on the calendar instead of 1 a week. That whole thing.
No, it was specifically, it wasn't a bunch of people, it was just a couple. But they drilled it down more specific. It's when I said, if you have significant weight to lose, you don't get a cheat meal.
Oh, yeah. Meanie. You big meanie.
Oh, life's hard.
Yep.
You cheated this whole time. Now you're going to have to not cheat.
You had 40 years of cheat meals.
Right.
Well, again, it goes back to, do you want to lose the weight or not? Number one, and how long do you want to take? If you have cheat meals in, it's going to take way longer, and you might completely stall if you're not.
You want to hear
something?
something?
You don't know your numbers.
I posted something on Facebook the other day, and it got people. Remember when I told you don't lose fat cells; they just shrink.
Yes, we're going to cover that in our whole topic today. Something about that,
and it crushed you.
Yeah, that was tough to take.
Well, that was similar to when I posted on Facebook that it's 22 weeks until summer 22 kicks off.
Yes, I saw that.
22 weeks. And then side conversations, though.
Till summer, or was it like CrossFit Open or something?
No. Memorial Day.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, right.
22 weeks to Memorial Day.
So you're basically saying if you haven't started now, like you're...
Right. But anyways.
Well, whatever. Some shorter than you think.
Well, but the sidebar conversation that triggered some folks was, that's still probably not enough time.
Right. Oh, damn. Yeah.
Think about it. It's September.
No,
we have the last summer weekend right now.
Yeah.
And for you to get your summer abs for next summer, you waited too long.
Yeah, you're already behind the 8 ball.
Right.
Yeah, it's already almost too late based on the, average recommended pace of fat loss and what people can actually sustain.
And then I posted another thing on Facebook. I said, what's the one word you would use to describe why you don't stick to a plan that would result in significant weight loss?
Yeah.
And nobody answered.
Nobody even answered?
No, that was a flop. But so I deleted it. But what I was looking for, the number one answer I was hoping for was overwhelming.
Oh, okay.
And that goes into that what I just said about taking till Memorial Day of next year.
That seems,
and it's not enough time.
Then you just go F it.
Fuck right. That's all too overwhelming.
It's too much. No, you need. It's like point at the elephant and you go, here, eat that.
Right. Where do you start?
That whole thing.
Yeah. So,
how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
It probably spooked a few people when I said not enough time.
Oh yeah.
But that's part of the perception. People don't look at it that way. People look at May of 2022. I got plenty of time.
That's forever. I can start around Easter.
Or January 1st.
Well, I like to look at it. The way that triggered me into action was Memorial Day is going to come, whether you like it or not. Do you want to be as fat or fatter as you are now or not?
I said that in the post.
Yeah.
Time's going to pass either way.
Right. So you understand you will arrive at Memorial Day. So do you want to look back and go, oh, I screwed the pooch, or I actually made progress?
And then when it gets there and you screwed the pooch, name one burger that you can look back and go, that was worth it.
I can. The McGorrio Spam burger.
Right.
From China.
Fucking Jake. Disgusting. I will say that last week I was in Hibbing.
Yep.
And
that's Minnesota for you out-of-towners.
Right. And they have this, I'm unsuspecting, the guy I was meeting to interview, I said, look, you pick. You're a local dude. Bring me somewhere good burger or something. He said, all right, I got the perfect place. So we go to this place called Boomtown. And on the menu, it said bison burger. And I said, is that actual bison meat or just a clever name? And she said, nope, actual bison burger. Order it up. She ordered the food. The food came out. I pushed my fries aside. And She comes back and
It wasn't Sunday.
like 3 minutes later and goes, "How is it?" And I stopped and I looked up at her and I said, "Fucking fantastic." I was like, I almost told the guy I was interviewing, I'm like, "Stop talking about yourself because I just need a moment."
All right.
Because it was perfection.
Wow.
It was perfectly medium rare to almost rare,
Right.
but not too rare where it was just cool.
Like you're eating out of the package, yeah.
Yeah, it was warm, just warm, barely warm enough to have juices, and then it had melted Swiss cheese and caramelized onions
Ooh.
on a pretzel bun,
Oh, yikes.
and every bite was better than the last one.
Wow. By the way, speaking of things that don't get talked about enough, overcooked burgers.
No, just don't. Order the chicken sandwich.
My uncle, who's not listening and never will, he loves to cook burgers, and I eventually just took over for all the family gatherings because I'm like, dude,
Because he's
I don't want this.
making hockey pucks.
I couldn't tell the difference between the charcoal that was in the grill and the what was left of a burger on the grate, you know.
And that's when you have to just use half the thing of ketchup,
Right.
half a jar of mayo.
I mean, it just destroys your experience compared to a nicely cooked medium to
Right.
medium rare.
Yep.
You know, to me, a burger should never be over medium.
No.
I mean, unless that's your thing. Obviously, everyone has preferences, but
Like Elton Brown.
Boy.
I remember that cooking show, Elton Brown. He used to say if you like it done any more than medium rare, then you don't like
just
beef.
get the chicken.
You
yeah,
don't like
right.
beef. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I didn't even really understand that. I mean, I've been grilling forever, and I would always just cook burgers, you know, so I didn't really think about it. But steak, I was always concerned about the doneness. Burgers, just cook them till they're done, right? But when you have a no, I don't want to say well done, as in the quality, not the temperature. You know,
Sure.
a nicely cooked burger, medium, boy, that's freaking so much better.
True.
And I don't think people know that.
True medium.
Right.
Like restaurant. Like steakhouse medium.
Yeah, like still pink in the middle.
Medium is still pink.
Yeah. I mean,
Yep.
you gotta, otherwise, yeah, the juices just get destroyed. It's completely dry. It's hard. It's tough. Just no good.
Or I like a really thick, super lean cut, like a filet, and then order it blue.
Oh, I can't do that.
Really?
I like a medium rare. I can't go rare. I can't go full on rare.
Oh, because blue is past rare.
Yeah, I don't even like that. And you do like a good sear too, and that's the trick. You know, is always getting the nice sear.
850 degrees and have it on there for like 50 seconds.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's an art. I mean,
It is.
I've watched a bunch of Gordon Ramsay videos on how to cook steaks, you know, and like there's a whole, I think they call it the reverse sear or something
Yep.
where you sear it in a pan and then you put it in the oven.
If it
cook
has
the rest of
if
the
it
way.
has a super high fat content.
Right.
If it's lean, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
So, you know, you got to really research this shit.
But I like the super lean raw beef. I like it. Like
Right.
tuna.
Oh, yeah.
It's no different. People are like, "Oh, I love tuna. It's raw." Oh, I still love it. Like, then you won't eat beef though. It doesn't make any sense.
It's all mental.
It is.
It's, yeah. It just, to me, like tartare seems disgusting to me. I don't know why. But then here's another thing. Like, okay, we're eating these cows that run around. You eat deer that runs around. Why not a dog? I mean, you think about it, what's the difference really?
Cultural.
Right. It's all just in your head.
Yep.
I mean, if somebody handed you a dog burger, you know, you'd go, hey, medium rare, perfect. If you didn't know it was dog. But the minute you know it's dog, you're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, you know, it's all cultural, like you said.
You just made a huge number one vegan point.
Right.
Where do we draw the line? You're gonna eat Kermit next?
I would.
Maybe.
I saw this
I
other.
like frog legs.
Yes, this meme was kind of pointed out some problems too. It says, when there's so much contradicting info on nutrition that you're pretty sure everything's poison, so you just meditate for lunch instead.
Ooh, he's an air. What was that air vegan or whatever that dude was eating?
A breatharian.
Air? Yeah, that's
Yeah, well, we make that point a lot. How, and we've even done it on the show here. You know, I mean, I'm sure if you played back quotes from our first few episodes, would contradict things later.
we're not even
on.
the same person.
Right. I mean, your stance is always changing, and we always make that point because
Right.
there is no one true authority,
No.
and everyone has their own experience.
Right.
You know, they're the N of one. You know that you're a study of just yourself, and you have to base your decisions based on that. But this is very true, though. I mean, when just look at the FD, whoever, the USDA, whatever, whoever makes
Yeah.
the food pyramid, their eggs are horrible for you. Eggs are great for you. Cholesterol, you're going to die of cholesterol, all the conflicting information over the years on these various food items. So I can see how people get confused.
If we both had two computers, if we each had a computer and we had Google up and we raced to 50 articles,
right.
or if we raced to 100 articles,
eggs are bad.
Eggs are bad.
Good.
Eggs are good. We'd both tie at 50.
Exactly. Oh, easy.
Yeah, it's it's so confusing.
Yep. Okay, I found this one that was kind of funny. It said, my biology teacher asked what the function of carbohydrates were, but apparently filling the deep well of sadness inside me was incorrect.
Nobody doubts that.
They're so good, aren't they? I noticed you've been really enjoying your carb days with you posting your pictures of cereal and shit.
I felt like garbage though.
Yeah, it's so
But you know
funny
what?
because
I felt like shit on Sunday.
dude,
But
well,
Monday,
go ahead and tell your story. I'm gonna tell mine.
I felt like shit on Sunday, but on Monday,
When you were plowing down the carbs,
yes,
putting
I
away the
felt
carbs.
like trash. Just sick. I just
Some of it, I think, is that inflammation, like
for
in
sure
the brain too.
Well,
like,
yeah, no, for sure. But then mostly just stomach. I just felt not like
digestively not good.
I wasn't gonna puke, but I just felt off.
nauseous a little bit.
Yeah, but Monday and yesterday for CrossFit workouts, crushed.
I wish there was a way to fuel those workouts without the negative side effects.
Right.
Of any of the inflammation or the digestive stuff.
Well, there is. It's called
We're triggering the
tren and
we're triggering the addict.
every other drug.
Yeah, I screwed up too, and I had some carbs for a few days in a row, and my shoulder's killing me.
Seriously?
And I have
That's
no freaking shoulder pain ever.
That's on my knee is.
Oh my god! But yeah, that inflammation thing is real. I mean,
When I go full blown keto, I have zero aches and pains.
right. So if
Zero.
you don't need to fuel for me, like if I'm not trying to fuel any athletic performance, which I'm not, I'm just trying to get in better shape. For me, I got to stay low carb because I don't require the fuel, and if I eat the carbs, I have negative inflammation related side effects, swelling, and all the other stuff. So it's really interesting and it's funny to think how unaware I was of this stuff for years. The effects that it was having, these specific foods were having on me until I was really tuned in.
I don't want to tease this because I don't have the time I just don't have the time right now in my day to see this through, but I will tease it a little bit because eventually I want to try. I can't pinpoint it, but I stumbled ass backwards. I fell into it that I thought it was the dogs or the time of day, but it's something I'm eating and I don't know what it is yet, but I just have a sneezing fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, I just ate. And then I started thinking back and I'm like, it's every time I eat.
Wow. So is it triggering some type of reaction?
Yeah.
Some histamine reaction?
Yep. And I don't
Or
know
some
what it is.
nasal inflammation, sinus inflammation?
Yep.
Wow.
And I really want to explore it, but I did.
You'd almost have to
trace it-
track what you're having. Yeah.
Or I'd have to just do a hardcore elimination.
Right.
But
see what you're having for the previous, few hours prior.
Yep.
And see if there's anything consistent that's always there.
I think it's grains.
Yeah. I think for me that's
I think. I don't know. I don't want to say.
because and if I had to fuel athletic performance and not wanted to experience this negative side effects of carb related, whatever, I would avoid the grains too.
Sure. Yeah.
I think
And I usually
grains
do.
are pretty worthless as far as, there's other ways to get the carbs without having to take in the grains, right?
Yeah. The
Fruits
only.
and vegetables, right?
But the only thing I do like is when I'm still trying to cut a little bit
yeah.
at the same time. And oatmeal is super filling.
But not as filling as your giant ass
satiety.
salad, right?
No, right. No, well, yeah. That giant ass salad is like this big, but
With freaking no calories.
well, right. But even a huge bowl of oatmeal is
Yeah, how is
like 60 calories.
that not very calorically dense at all?
No, but it's filling.
All right. So I wanted to
Sidetrack.
how we're doing talking about my chin ups
Ooh.
and me being a noob
Yeah.
with weightlifting and stuff. I found this chart because I was curious because I've been when I started in January, I could do 6 chin. Now we're not talking straight pull-ups, just because I did chin-ups, and that's what I've done all my life. So I didn't realize that most people use pull-ups, but I'm just talking chin-ups here. There is a difference because pull-ups are way harder. I can do about half as many pull-ups as chin-ups. So I'm using chin-ups as a reference for everyone out there. I was curious where I was at because I could do 6 in January, and I've added 1 every couple weeks consistently, and I'm up to 24 now. Every morning I can do 24, and that's like my failure point. So it has a...
And you weigh like 120, right?
Right. I'm about 170-ish. So according to this chart here, it has a body weight. Obviously, if the less you weigh, the easier it is to do pull-ups because that's your amount you're pulling up or chinning up.
Sure.
So for me at 170, it says beginner less than 1, novice 7, intermediate 13, advanced 22. So that's me right now because I can do 24. So I'm on my way to elite, which is 31.
So then you know what happens when you get to 31?
I'm going to go for 32.
No, you can do something else.
Well, but it's
work on a different weakness.
But I'm doing other workouts every other day. This is just my wake up routine. So,
okay.
It's just my super consistent. So what do you weigh right now?
I would also fall
190-ish?
No, 220.
Oh, 220. Okay. So where are you at for, well, you don't know how many chin-ups you can do because
No, but if I'd be.
How many pull-ups can you do unbroken?
Like 13.
Okay, so that means
I'd be between 19 and 26.
Yeah, you could probably do doubles. You could probably do 20. Yeah, you're probably between advanced and almost elite as well.
I'd say probably closer to advanced. It all depends on so many factors.
Yeah.
It all depends on what my other training was when I did the test.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's why I do it every morning because it's very consistent.
If I did it right
first
now.
thing I wake up.
Speaking of domes, if I did it right now, I would be
in pain after
8.
4. Right.
Seriously, I'm smoked right now.
It completely depends on what you did. Obviously, if you're following a workout, it's going to be much tougher. I do this when I wake up every morning before I get in the shower, so it's always fresh because I want to get a true measure of how many you can actually do to failure. So I thought that was interesting, and I was talking with my buddy about it, who is basically, he's a couple years older than me, but he's been, every time I get another rep, I text him, just to kind of like, bitch, got another one.
Coming for you.
And he's like, it's impressive. I'm still not motivated enough to do it, but it's impressive. And he was telling me.
You should just reply, I'm not trying to motivate you. I'm just reminding you how much better I am.
It's just an alpha move. I'm just expressing my superiority.
Yeah, sorry, beta. Sorry if your feelings are hurt. That reminds me of the old meme where it said, I'm sorry that my constant posts of my exercise on Facebook remind you of how lazy you are.
Right. No, but he was telling me, and this is why I looked this up, is because he was saying, I don't think most adult males could do 5.
For sure pull-ups. Probably chin-ups.
Probably not chin-ups either.
Yeah.
Definitely not 10, which is about the same as 5 pull-ups. So then that's what triggered me down this rabbit hole of, okay, what's normal? And how, I don't want to say superior, but how much further have I advanced past the average population? And
the shitty part, and we talk about this time and time again, but I'm going to bring it up again. The shitty part is the fucking bar is set so low.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just disgusting.
Oh yeah, I mean that is sad that
and
most dudes can't do 5.
Nope. Dude, everyone's obese.
Right.
Literally.
Which makes it way harder because
everyone's obese.
You're lifting way more weight.
But here's where I'm going to be selfish. Everyone's obese. Yeah. I walked around Fargo. I walked downtown Fargo. Everyone I pass is obese. I'm talking about men. Because that's who I compare myself to.
Yep.
They're all obese.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the negative side effect of, and we've talked about this before, but I'm going to bring it up. The negative side effect of their lack of fitness affects me. Because then I go, I'm good enough.
Yeah, right. I'm already there.
Right.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Right, I'm done.
Get the banner from George Bush. Mission accomplished.
Right.
Done. I'm done.
Right. Yeah. And then I get home and I block those guys out.
Yeah.
And I look in the mirror or I look at the weights I'm doing. No, I'm not done.
You fat fuck.
Right.
You're
yes.
You're a loser. You can't lift shit.
Positive. Toxic positivity.
No, that is true. That the danger of low expectations, what they call it, the bigotry of low expectations, and that low bar, that's totally in effect.
Oh,
Because if you compare yourself to the average dude, you're already, I mean, it's right here in the chart. You're already elite or at least advanced. But does that mean you just stop? No, it's not.
That's why when I pull out, I have an app on my phone and it shows the schedule for CrossFit that day. Well, if you click on the class time, it'll show you who's going. And I always pick the class that has the most rabbits in it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because I got to chase them.
Yep, exactly. And for me,
because there's no pride in going in the class where everyone's
a beginner and you're just toast them all.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no pride in that.
No.
I want that guy, those 3 studs are going to push me.
Yep.
I'm never going to catch them, but they're going to make me try.
Right. And make you have to strive for something.
Right.
You have to chase something. And I think as dudes, getting back to we've talked about the evolutionary programming and all the stuff, with attracting a mate and, what people like evolutionarily for survival of the species, what people are attracted to. For men, especially, and I can't speak to women, I'm sure some of them have this too. You need to be in pursuit of something.
100%.
You have to have that predator-prey thing.
Yep.
And for men, whether that's a mental goal or whatever,
whether it's a half marathon or
right. Like you say, you always have to have something, some athletic goal that you're after. Mm-hmm. And I was walking my dog the other day, and I was because we foster dogs a lot, so we always have different dogs, right? Okay, so we never know, we don't know the dog that well. And I was teaching my son how to. Okay, use 2 hands on the leash, spread your legs, lean back when he sees a rabbit. Because guess what? Every dog does that we've ever had. When they see let's go, bitch. I got to eat that thing.
Right.
I mean, it's so baked into their DNA. Mm-hmm. They just have to chase.
It's their trigger, the movement, and they're just full alert.
Pursuit, full pursuit. They in various levels. I mean, not every dog goes hardcore after a rabbit. But almost every dog for sure notices, and most of them want to go after it.
Yep. That's why if you're out, I always tell Mel or whoever, if they're out running and you see a pit bull or a Rottweiler or German Shepherd running at you,
right?
Stop.
Don't run away.
No.
Yeah, right.
Just stop.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to me.
Right, because they want to chase the thing that runs away.
Pit bulls coming straight at me, and I was rucking, but I was still moving, and I just went. And they're coming down the sidewalk, tearing right at me. And I just stopped.
Like they were off a leash, like alone?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And they're coming right at me. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is how it ends? Really?
Right.
So, and the pit bull was like the ones you see in the memes where it's just bulging with muscles.
It was on creatine.
240 pounds or whatever. And it's just, you can hear it just coming right at me. And I just went, and I just stared at it. And his jowls flopping, and I'm just like, and he just went.
Flew right by.
Right around me.
Wow.
Flew right by me.
And I think if you would have took off cross section,
I would have been that rabbit.
Right. You would have went after,
Yep.
something to chase. And then, of course, they got to take you down because that's fun.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And now, thanks to that big, gray, it's that scary gray color, too.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful dog, but ever since him, he's the reason I carry a knife.
Oh yeah,
when I run and when I go for rucks or run. You never know. Better to have and not need.
Right.
Than need and not have.
So for me, I'm competing against myself, right? That's why I track these numbers. So for me, I look at that number because I have my sheet of paper, and I see that 24, and I see the 23 and the 22 every 2 weeks before, and I'm like, all right. 25. Are
you competing against yourself, or are you competing against having to announce it?
Well, that's just a reward.
Okay, because the competing against myself doesn't work.
Doesn't work anymore.
I'm a sales guy.
Maybe you're too far.
I make conditions. I'll make deals with myself.
And maybe you're too far in too. Maybe a year in, I won't be able to do that anymore.
Right.
Maybe I'll just kind of plateau. But when I'm making those consistent gains, then it's still fun.
Well, it's reward.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The pleasure centers.
The newbie gains, yeah.
Pleasure centers are just.
But once I get to 100 chin ups or whatever, and then that's and then I start to get older and whatever, and who knows? And it's going to be I might gain 1 rep every few months instead of every couple of weeks.
For sure, that's coming.
Then it's way less of a reward.
Yep. So then you're going to have to sign up for a marathon.
Yeah, you got to set a new goal, right?
Yep.
Well, then it's how many weighted pull ups can I do?
Sure.
Or whatever. You got to raise the bar and just keep always chasing the next thing.
But you're right. That's hardwired.
It is very. All right. Well, let's talk about. I know we've talked about this term before, but you mentioned that you were experiencing it, so I want to talk about DOMS. DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness.
It's real.
You're in the throes of it.
Oh, it was so bad last night. Mel came up this morning and tapped my leg on the couch, and she's like, "Why are you out here?" And I said, "Because every time I moved in my sleep, I fucking woke myself up because I'm so sore."
Oh, wow. That bad. Huh?
Yeah.
So is it because you were doing different muscle groups?
No.
That you
intensity.
So just pure intensity based.
Yep.
Don't get that rhabdo.
Thought about it. I'm like, if I piss apple juice right now, I'm going to be so pissed.
Right.
But no, pee was clear.
Okay, so just to define what it is, delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, do you call it DOMS?
I say DOMS.
DOMS is muscle pain that begins after you've worked out. It normally starts a day or two after a workout. You won't feel DOMS during a workout. Pain felt during or immediately after a workout is a different kind of muscle soreness. It's called acute muscle soreness. Acute muscle soreness is that burning sensation you feel in the muscle during a workout due to a quick buildup of lactic acid. It usually disappears as soon or as shortly after you stop exercising. So basically, DOMS is defined by the delay between the time you worked out and when it sets in. So what causes it? Delayed. Yeah, that makes sense when you just read the acronym. What causes DOMS? High intensity exercise can cause tiny microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. That's what we want. Your body responds to this damage by increasing inflammation, which may lead to delayed onset of soreness in the muscles. Pretty much any high intensity exercise can cause DOMS, but one kind in particular, known as eccentric exercise, often triggers it. Eccentric exercises cause you to tense a muscle at the same time you lengthen it. Ah, okay, this is new for me.
Yep, that's like,
for example, here.
Like when I'm working on my Achilles, this calf.
Okay, when you like the stretching and.
Yep.
Okay, so for example, the controlled downward motion is you straighten your forearm after a biceps curl in an eccentric movement. The way your quads tense up during when running downhill is also an eccentric movement. Okay. I never knew that. So those in particular can really trigger the DOMS. So yeah, for me, this is whenever I get off track and don't work out regularly, and then you're like, all right, back into it, and then oh, holy shit! If you go hard like that first time, you're like, hey, I feel pretty good. You feel nothing, and then it's just waiting to come around like a boomerang and kick your ass.
It's like when you get whenever you get kicked in the nuts. It's like, that didn't hurt.
And then 30 seconds later.
Wait a second.
You ever watch that show Hot Ones? It's where they have a increasingly series of hotter wings, and then he interviews the people while they run through. It's on YouTube, but check it out. It's pretty interesting, but it's always funny to watch because he gets all these like superstar athletes and whatever, and a lot of times they get to like wing number 6 and it's like,
ghost pepper,
500,000, units of Scoville or whatever they call it, Scoville units.
Yep.
And they're like, no, not so bad. And then all of a sudden their eyes like get wide.
Yep.
Like 10 seconds later, as the chemical reaction just starts to kick in.
That's why when you used to do the Blazing Wing Challenge at B-Dubs, just go.
Right.
Just go. Just go.
If you wait, you're just going to be in pain.
Yep. Just go. Eat them as fast as you possibly can. And then tomorrow, pray to whatever God you believe in. Because speaking of DOMS, the DOMS Buffalo Wild Wings blazing shits are the worst. Like, I wanted to cry.
I bet. Okay, can you prevent DOMS? You may not be able to avoid DOMS altogether, but you can take steps to lessen its intensity. Try these tips. Stay hydrated.
That was for sure the challenge these last few weeks.
Yep.
A month.
Yeah. There's a big dip in muscle soreness when they drank water before, during, and after exercise compared to men who didn't hydrate. Okay. Yeah. Warm up. Spend 5 to 10 minutes before each workout doing some dynamic stretching. Skip the static stretching until after. Cool down. A 20-minute cool down of low-intensity cycling after a lower body strength training session led to decreased soreness in the quadriceps muscle 2 days later. Okay. And then take it slowly. Take your workouts to the next level of intensity, one small step at a time. This can help you safely build your strength. So don't make too big of leaps in your intensity, is what they're saying. Okay. So Domes is a real thing.
It is. It really is. It's. I'm feeling it today. Like, especially in my shoulders, because I sleep like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, I'd finally just be like, okay, it's gone. And then in my sleep, I'd go like,
You'd move a smidge and then it would just jerk you awake.
and then it was, you should have saw me when I'm finally like, if I
You're
keep
hobbling.
if I keep fidgeting, she's going to fucking throat punch me.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go on the couch. It took me like 10 minutes to get up.
Oh, shit. That's the worst. All right. So this week's topic is quick fixes. Now, what triggered this? I was coming down 45th or down 13th Ave, eastbound. Big billboard by the Holiday Inn there.
The Healthy Systems USA.
No, well, here's what I saw. This isn't the exact billboard, but it was almost identical to this. It had a ripped dude and a ripped chick, and it said it was for some local company that does the cool sculpting. And I just like freaking rolled my eyes and was like, what the hell?
Shortcuts.
And I was thinking how lame this is and just how opportunistic and predatory it is. And they're just taking your money. I mean, it says
For sure.
attack fat in 35 minutes. Get that perfect body and skin you desire.
Yeah.
I mean, they're acting like if you go into this clinic and do whatever procedure this is, that you're going to look like this dude. First of all, this dude has tons of lean muscle
First of all,
compared to your average Joe, right?
he's 23.
Well, that's the other thing too. To advertise that as the end result is ridiculous.
It should be against the
That
law.
should be illegal because you're not going to look like that.
But also, you can just take cold showers. You get the same thing.
Right. So that led me into a thing of what the hell is this crap, right? So
I thought you were going to say the company was that. Every morning when I'm making coffee, watching the news on WDAY,
oh yeah.
the local ABC affiliate, there's this Healthy Systems USA.
What is it? What's
It's
their
just got a little jingle.
What's
If
their
you're-
pitch?
If you got fat, don't worry about that. And it's nauseating, but in the graphic they flash on the screen, lose 3 pounds a day.
3 pounds a day? Is it lipo or what is there?
They don't say. It's just Healthy Systems USA.
Oh Jesus! Have you looked
If you
and see
got
what
fat,
they?
don't worry about that. No, I'm not going to look it up.
Well, I just wanna
Pisses
see
me
what-
off just hearing the commercial.
What's their angle, right?
Right.
So here's the angle of that billboard that triggered me was the cool sculpting angle. Now this is everywhere. Every big town has a couple of these clinics. I think there's like 3 or 4 in Fargo that do
Oh,
this.
really?
Oh yeah, like any of these any place that does Botox pretty much does this.
I just roll my eyes.
So here's what it is. Okay, I'm going to read their pitch. So developed by renowned scientists of Harvard University and Massachusetts General Hospital, so the appeal to authority there,
Yep.
you know, the FDA cleared procedure known as, well, that just means it's not going to kill you. Doesn't mean it's beneficial. Known as cool sculpting, uses patented cooling technology to eliminate fat cells. Okay, we know
Motherfucker.
that's bullshit
Yeah.
because you don't eliminate them. Without surgery and little to no downtime, the reduction in fat cells in the treated area provides noticeable and lasting results to help you look and feel your best.
Wait a second, though. I can't get mad at this guy
Why not?
because he's a big keto guy.
Well, we can still call him out on his
He
bullshit.
could be wrong about this.
Right,
But
exactly.
he's a medical doctor. He knows better.
Cool
I
sculpting.
think-
Well, this is just
Knowing what I know
clinics
about
have to
him.
make money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So
all it
knowing what
is.
I know about him is he's just saying
He's serving the market.
if I went into reduced fat cells, that the size of fat cells, that would just result in more questions than answers.
Right.
So
He's just
I
serving
get
the
it.
market.
Right.
He's filling the what people are willing to pay for, and guess what people are willing to pay for? A quick fix.
Wherever there's a need, it'll get filled.
I mean, I'm not blaming him for taking people's money, but people need to know, what the ups and downsides of this are, and to understand what they're getting into. So
Those are the people who wait till Easter.
right. So let's read a little bit about this. Sometimes, no matter how intense your workout or strict your diet, you can't seem to ditch stubborn fat. We all have certain trouble areas where flab builds up and doesn't shed despite our best efforts.
Nope.
Wrong.
No. That's called shitty effort.
Exactly. It's called lack of effort. Wouldn't it be great if you could reduce those problem areas without the traditional methods like diet and exercise? Why are those traditional again? Because they fucking work. Now you can. Our medical staff, I won't mention the names, but I guess if you're on YouTube, you can see it, has mastered the technology to administer a procedure that's safe and comfortable and provides you with the results that you'll absolutely love. Within one treatment, you'll be on your way to achieving the sleek, toned body that you've always dreamed about. What areas can we treat with cool sculpting? Stomach, abdomen, I bet. Yeah, no surprise that that's number one. Love handles, flanks, under the neck, double chin, back, bra area, thighs, male chest. So that's a gynecomastia.
Why is this?
Arms and under buttocks, banana roll. I've never heard it called that before.
I haven't either.
Okay, so, then it goes right into it. How are fat cells frozen? Despite diet and exercise, fat cells accumulate in the body and can be very tough to get rid of. Well, we know you can't.
Right.
Cool sculpting technology uses controlled cooling, cryolipolysis to target, freeze, and kill only these fat cells. In the weeks to follow, these fat cells are naturally eliminated from the body. Cool sculpting results are long-term, and treated fat cells are gone for good. Wow. Okay.
Dude, I know what I know, and I want to go try it. I mean, it's good marketing.
It's good marketing. Exactly. But that's what bothers me is that they're appealing to the, of course, no before and afters, but they're just appealing to the people that don't want to do the work. And we know you can't, number one, you can't spot reduce.
Right.
So if you have fat left on your body
decides the
you
timing.
You have to eat
the
a caloric
sequencing
deficit.
The sequencing is not predetermined. Their body will determine that.
And if you want to look like this dude, you have to also put on a bunch of muscle and eat in a caloric deficit.
A huge deficit.
Right. To get actual abs.
But you can't get that lean body mass.
First, you got to build the muscle. That's
why
you're
in a huge deficit.
Right. That's why people do the bulk and the cut.
Right.
They eat a shit ton of protein and work out like a maniac for a couple of years. And then they do a cut when they want to look like this for this photo shoot, which I guarantee you what this guy did.
Well, of course. You're a photographer.
I got a photo shoot coming up. Okay, I better
cut.
I get time to cut.
Oh, he's gonna eat 4 carbs a day.
And then he books a bunch of fitness shoots.
Yeah. For a week.
Yeah, for a couple of weeks or whatever. And then he
starves himself for a couple of weeks.
Yep,
And then
or
sells them all.
Competition.
And then goes back to normal.
And then puts on.
That right there is probably walk around weight.
Yeah, he's not crazy. He's not crazy lean.
Right.
I mean, he's got visible abs. So he's probably like 10 to 12% body fat.
Yep.
He's not like 4 or something ridiculous.
That you couldn't live at.
No, this guy probably looks pretty good all the time.
Right.
But it's just the fact that they show these two people and, your Joe Cubicle, who's got 50 pounds of fat on him, sees that billboard. I mean, the doc's going to get your money a couple times.
For sure.
And you're never going to look like this dude unless you take the diet and exercise approach as well. And then,
But the good news is there's the next cool sculpting right around the corner. So if you burn through all the people who didn't get results.
Yep.
And then not to mention the people who say, well, it didn't work last time. Mm-hmm. So let's take another run at it.
Oh, yeah. Here's another one. Okay, this one pissed me off because as a photographer, these before and after pictures are very misleading. Look at the one on the left, how it's got what they call flat lighting, meaning the lighting is from up, down, and the sides.
Yeah.
Now look at the right. It's got the lighting from above. You can see how there's a highlight and then a shadow, meaning the the light source is above. So this area is going to be in shadow. Of course, it looks better.
Right.
They may actually suck some stuff out or whatever, but this is
right.
Deceptive.
For sure.
So, I don't like seeing that in their advertising before and after photos. So here's another cool sculpting freezes, destroys fat cells. There they go again. Destroy the fat cells with a process called cryolipolysis. Same thing, is exactly the same as the other clinic.
I have to just stop you there and squirrel for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally related to the dude up top. Not that I'm fixating on the shirtless male.
Yep.
But I saw a post today from a fellow CrossFit athlete and she posted her in-body scan. She's been doing CrossFit for a while now. Not even a while, a few months. And she did her in-body again. Her her basal metabolic rate went from 1230 to 1365.
Up 100 in not that long of a time.
No, but that's the point.
Right.
You can increase your metabolism. You can increase how much your body burns by, think of how much that changed her
Right.
in terms of,
Went up by 10%.
right.
Yeah,
And then
in
she
just a
gets,
few weeks.
she gets to eat 10% free,
Right. More calories.
consequence
yeah.
free.
More calories, yeah.
But
Could
guess,
even be the McSpam Oreo burger.
right. And guess who doesn't get to do that? The same lady who sits on the treadmill and
Right.
just doesn't
raise
low intensity, steady state cardio
Right.
for 60 hours.
Yep. Exactly.
It was just, it's like, if I could grab every female and just bring them and show them that picture and
Right.
go, look at this.
Yep.
Pick up heavy weights.
Yep. Putting in that lean muscle burns more calories just at rest.
And guess what she didn't do it doing? Using little pink dumbbells.
Right.
and I'm just leaning out, so I'm just going to do reps. Just
Yep.
going to do lots of reps.
Yep.
I just want to tone.
The lean muscle is what burns.
Right. And it's
Calories.
because she lifts heavy ass weights.
Yep.
Like cleans
Yep.
and snatch and deadlifts and back squat with free weights, not machines at Family Wellness.
And we'll reiterate, you're not going to get huge doing that.
Never. It's
Because
impossible.
nobody gets huge on without intention.
Nobody
and
accidentally
supplements
became a
yeah.
nobody accidentally became a bodybuilder.
You're not going to, do deadlifts and all of a sudden wake up one day and just be like, oh, I can't brush my hair. That's not going to happen.
I'm just so afraid of being huge. Well, you're not going to.
Exactly.
It's like the old Arnold saying when someone came up to him and said, "I would never want to look like you." And he said, "Don't worry, you never will."
You never will. Exactly. Okay, so the cool sculpting thing, that one pissed me off because that billboard I just thought was completely misleading. So, okay, whatever. We'll dismiss that. I mean, there's always going to be people that fall for this stuff, right? So now let's talk about liposuction, okay?
Which is
This is a real thing.
it's real.
It's real. But
That's how you get rid of fat cells.
right now, this is where they actually take a wand and go
vacuum
under and slurp them out.
Yep.
So they're literally removing.
I just you know what I picture? Like oversized tapioca.
Yeah. Oh, it's just, it seems super disgusting. But so for people that don't know the definition, liposuction is a surgical procedure that uses a suction technique to remove fat from specific areas of the body, such as the abdomen, hips, thighs, buttocks, arms, or neck. Liposuction also shapes or contours these areas. Other names for liposuction include lipoplasty and body contouring. So here's my problem with liposuction. Okay, you go in, you get it done, you take a little bit of the abdomen fat out, you feel a little bit better. Why won't you just be right back there in 6 months?
You will be
Right.
because you're not going to change.
You're not going to change the underlying behavior.
No, they're gonna go. Oh. The problem is the barrier to entry is not as steep as it used to be.
Well, yeah,
And
used
it's
to only
affordable.
rich
Right.
housewives could do this before.
Right.
It was super expensive. Now it's, there's a few clinics in town that do this.
Oh yeah.
It's very achievable.
Yep.
But
It went from tens of thousands
Right.
to a couple hundred.
exactly. So, but unless you're planning on getting it done every year, plus why
Or-
would you want to get put under the knife when I didn't really under the knife, but why would you want to take any risk associated with this procedure and have a big wand being stuck under your skin? It doesn't seem appealing to me when it's not going to ultimately stick anyways, because you're just going to be right back there.
Unless you're the 0.01% who changed their life
Right.
after.
Yeah.
But what are the odds?
Yeah, very, very slim. So I'd love to see a study of people that had liposuction 5 years down the road.
It's just like
How many of them had
just
to
like
do it?
Biggest Loser.
Exactly. So that's another one that, again,
So
are
why
any
is
of these
it
better
done?
than just diet and exercise? Not to me.
Now you got me curious. So why is it done?
Well, because people can see an immediate
It says why it's
right
done.
here. Okay, why is it done? Liposuction is used to remove fat from areas of the body that haven't responded to diet and exercise. Okay, well, that's bullshit. Because you just haven't eaten in a caloric deficit for long enough yet.
Right.
If you still have the fat. And most people just don't have the ability to do that. The consistency to follow through.
Build up in the calves? I wish.
I want them thick calves.
Do they do liposuction transfers?
Probably. You can put fat in your ass.
Right.
Yeah, why not? Oh, crazy. So, well, okay. When you gain weight, fat cells increase in size and volume. At least that's true. They didn't say you add fat cells.
Right.
Liposuction
No,
reduces.
you can though.
Well, right. Yeah, you can only add. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Liposuction reduces the number of fat cells in a specific area. Oh, yeah, by literally
Sucking them out.
Yeah. The amount of fat removed depends on the appearance of the area and the volume of fat. The resulting contour changes are generally permanent as long as your weight remains stable.
Right.
So how many people aren't going to just keep gaining weight that got them there in the first place? Mm-hmm. Boy, I don't know. I don't see that ending well.
So let me ask you this. Is it at what point would it be at what point does it shift from vanity to medical?
I don't think there's ever any medical reason to have liposuction done.
Well, if you're obese.
Well, but that's not going to solve the issue. They're not slurping off 50 pounds.
It could.
Well, I don't think they do that, though. I think they're just like if you were a huge monster, no offense, and went in there with a huge gut and I'd like some liposuction, please. Here's my coupon. I got off, whatever.
They use the shop vac.
What do they? Right. What do they call that freaking site?
Groupon.
Groupon. Yeah, I got some Groupon. I'm ready for my lipo. Make me like the guy on the billboard. And you're like 400 pounds. I mean, they have to go, dude.
Why though?
We can't do it.
But I could see it. That's why I'm asking. I could see it being for vanity. No, just put in the work.
Yeah.
But for medical,
I don't think they can take off 40 pounds worth. They can
Why not?
slurp out 40 pounds worth.
Why not?
I don't know. There must be some medical reason. I don't know, though. That's a good question, though. That's for another time. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Risks. Okay, numbness, internal puncture, infection, fat embolism, kidney and heart problems.
these are the problems.
Yeah, these are the risks. So, yeah, I don't know who makes a good candidate.
But let me ask you this. Are those risks worse than keeping the fat?
Right, I don't know. My contention is they're not removing enough to make the difference between somebody being obese and not.
Okay.
If your contention is that that's possible, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they're taking a hugely overweight person and taking out 50 pounds. I think they're taking off a little bit of glove handles. That's really what they're doing. But yeah, this is interesting. I don't know what the average amount of fat removed is or the amount that's possible to be removed. Good question. So here's another one I saw. So you've heard of these fat burners, right?
It's just
For those listening,
just caffeine.
Dewey just rolled his eyes hard.
You could hear them.
What's
You
behind
heard
you?
me roll
What's behind
my-
you? Yeah,
right.
because you look behind you with your own eyeballs. So, I see this stuff like you go to GNC or any of these places and it's full of this kind of junk, right? But yet you take creatine. So it's not like everything they sell is BS.
No, that's
just
the problem.
a lot of it is
There's just so much snake oil.
a lot of it's
mixed
snake oil.
in.
And these fat burners are definitely one of these.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They weren't. It wasn't when it was back in the day when ephedrine was legal. Remember chicks popping their ephedrine pills?
you get your term paper done in all night,
Oh.
an all-nighter too.
Yeah, and lose 30 pounds in 7 hours.
So here I just found
Resting
this.
heart rate's 180, but whatever. You look good.
I just found this article that talks about the best fat burner supplements of 2021.
Oh, and it's Men's Journal. They're somewhat
So it's
respectable.
FenQ, best overall and high quality. Number 2, Lean Bean, best for women. Number 3, Instant Knockout. Oh, that sounds good.
Lean
Seems like-
bean. Wait, what?
I know. Right. So, okay. The ingredients to use FenQ constitutes capsicum, capsamask powder, piperine, caffeine, and niacin, increasing your body's metabolism, thus
You know what?
activating fat burning.
Capsus Max, you know what that is?
Well, it says here,
Probably just capsaicin.
Capsamax. This is a combination of capsicum, caffeine, niacin, and piperine. When mixed, these ingredients help in boosting your body's metabolism, thus burning more fat. Just when used alone, capsicum helps in weight loss. I don't see how this stuff ever has any effect, though, over just eating. Like, how many calories, by taking whatever amount they prescribe per day, how many more calories are you allowed? I mean, it's got to be just a tiny
You're not allowed
amount.
anymore. You're suppressing your appetite.
Or maybe that's all
It's
is.
just making you.
You're
It's
just
caffeine.
putting
It's all.
less
They're
in.
all just caffeine pills.
Yeah, caffeine. My argument is caffeine is the only thing that's really doing anything in
Right.
these.
It is.
Yeah. So here it says, okay, do not underestimate the power of caffeine since it's a natural thermogenic and contributes to weight loss. Okay. Nopal, commonly known as cactus. This plant has a type of fiber that will leave you feeling satiated for longer periods. Okay.
So does fiber.
So appetite suppressant
Just
again.
eat fiber.
Well, right, but I guess their contention would be that has a bunch of calories, whereas this doesn't. It's an amino acid that produces energy and natural system that prevents the retention of water. Belly fat is usually the hardest to lose, and this brand will significantly help you do that. Oh my God. How can they even type that with a straight face?
How can they get away with typing it?
That's crazy.
Although it must be some legal loophole because
Yeah.
all those penis enlargement pills, they end up in my spam folder.
Yeah.
They don't work.
Because you search for
I
them.
mean, I think they probably don't work.
I tried 100 and haven't found one that works yet. None of this stuff, it's just so much easy. It just seems so simple when you just kind of understand. It's just caloric deficit.
Right.
That's it. I mean, but
We've been
people do
preaching
not
it.
want to give up their stuff that they like the taste of. That's all it is. They don't want to give it up.
We've been preaching it for 9 months.
Now, here's the granddaddy of them all, okay? The gastric bypass. Now, this one is
Talk about fucking invasive.
fucked up, okay? I've personally known somebody in my family who had this done. And a couple years later, they were right back to where they were.
I was hoping you were going to say it stayed off
No.
because I haven't heard. I only know of one person who has gotten it and it stayed off.
That's your buddy, right? But he actually puts work in. Was that Jonathan?
Mm-mm.
Oh, different person. Okay.
No, it's actually local. It's Scott Hennon.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Right, but then we talked about how he doesn't look very good, though.
No, he looks. Yeah.
So for me, my personal experience with this was seeing one of people in my family get this done, and you can fuck this up.
Oh,
You know what I mean? If you don't fix the underlying problem that got you there in the first place, you're gonna be right.
you're going to be right back where you
can
are.
defeat it.
Right. And guess what? I saw a comparison a while back, and I thought it was just super intense reminder of how invasive this is. But to get gastric bypass is like living the rest of your life as an organ recipient.
Oh,
It's that invasive.
It's that damaging.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or just foreign and just not natural.
Well, here
And your body the whole time is going to be like just.
Well, there's people act like, hey, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight, so therefore it's all positive. Well, it's not. And let's just define what it is first. Okay, gastric bypass is a type of weight loss surgery that involves creating a small pouch from the stomach and connecting the newly created pouch directly to the small intestine. After gastric bypass, swallowed food will go into the small pouch of stomach and then directly into the small intestine, thereby bypassing most of your stomach and the first section of your small intestine. Gastric bypass is one of the most commonly formed types of bariatric surgery. Gastric bypass is done when diet and exercise haven't worked. That's like saying 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4. They do work, you just didn't do them. Or when you have serious health problems because of your weight. Well, how about just lose the weight? Because then you don't have to undertake any of the risk. So,
Well, and here's where the gastric bypass folks lose me. It's not a time saver.
right.
It's going to take the same exact amount of time.
Right. It's just easier, I guess. But
Well, you don't have a choice.
But you're
You're
going under
full.
surgery.
You're stuffed.
Right.
You have like a prune, and you're like, oh my god, I couldn't eat another bite.
But
And it's just signaling all those hunger receptors in your stomach to be like, oh, we're good.
So basically, it's just a way of forcing yourself to limit your calories. That's all it is. But it's so invasive. And I mean, this is full on surgery.
Right.
And you have lasting, like you said, effects that last the rest of your life. Now, some of these include.
Who's it for?
Okay, well, it says it's for,
35 to 39?
Body mass index is 40 or higher, extreme obesity. Your BMI is 35 to 39.9, and you have serious weight-related health problems such as type 2 diabetes. That's basically who they're recommending it for.
Dude, that second one is everyone walking the street.
Oh, if that was me.
That was me.
I mean, when we both were at our starting
So
weights, we were there.
We qualify. I might still be 35, 39
Well, right.
based
because
on muscle mass.
Well, BMI, yeah, because they don't go
Yeah.
based on a true measurement of fat.
Right.
Really, it should be
Should be
percentage of body fat
another good rule,
or the waist measurement to height, you know.
waist measurement and BMI.
Right.
Remember when I said a long time ago in an episode over the course of the last 9 months, I like to keep throwing that in there that we've been doing this 9 months now.
Yep. Episode 34 today.
Only seems like 9 years. The BMI combined with the waist circumference.
Right.
Remember, I've always said if your waist is over 40 inches, the shortcomings of the BMI don't apply to you.
No, you're just in bad territory no matter what.
If your waist is over, if you're a dude and your waist is over 40, or if you're a female and your waist is over 35, look up your height and weight, and then slide your finger to the right under BMI, and that's your BMI.
That's probably accurate, yeah.
Yes. You don't get to.
And if you're
so inaccurate, Arnold would be obese.
yeah.
Shut up.
No, if you're fairly in shape, then you got to look closer. Then you got to measure your body fat. You got to get a scan done.
Right.
You got to actually go
dig deeper.
waist to height. You got to dig deeper. But if you're not, you don't need to dig deeper. You're just fat.
Right. Yeah. Stop trying to find a loophole for science. You just in medicine. It's right there.
And where gastric bypass pisses me off is it's not easier than just putting less food in your mouth.
And it's not less time.
And it's way less risky
Yeah.
to just put less food in your mouth. So I don't see any advantage.
And then for the people who say, but I just can't stop eating. Well, then nothing's going to change.
Right.
You're just going to stretch that shit out again.
Exactly. And I've seen it happen. It says you must also be willing to make permanent changes to lead a healthier lifestyle.
And increase your lean body mass.
Right. You may be required to participate in long-term follow-up plans that include monitoring your nutrition, your lifestyle and behavior, and your medical conditions. Okay. But that's what got you there. And if you're not willing to completely change that, then don't bother. And if you are willing to change that, just do it.
That's why, like on the 600-pound life, that kick-ass doctor, he's like, no, you got to lose 200 first before I even consider it.
Exactly.
Did I ever tell you that story when he said that clip that was going around on TikTok?
Yeah, you
when
did.
she said, I'm a picky eater. He's like, you're 650 pounds. You're not a picky eater.
Right. Oh, shit. So, yeah, it's, if you're willing to make those changes, just do them now.
Right. Just do, it's going to be the same thing.
Just do them now. And then you don't have to experience all the negatives or take all the risk.
And you know what? Something just dawned on me. After a while, and I've learned this and I've researched a little bit, but it's true. Initially, like within the first 90 days of people who are significantly overweight and eat a large quantities of food,
Yep.
the body does natural bypass.
Oh.
The stomach shrinks because you're not fucking stretching it out all day.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's why you can get fuller quicker.
Yep.
When you're just eating less.
So the body...
Or when you're fasting and you come back, you can't eat the gargantuan meal you've been dreaming about.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Such a raw deal.
It doesn't take much.
Because you're just dreaming of how bad you're going to crush it. And you have like an hour and you're like, oh, I'm stuffed.
I'm going to have 3 McOreo Spam burgers and then I'm full already.
Right.
This is bullshit.
Right. You had a couple of bites. So nature always wins.
It does. No,
Just do natural bypass.
this article proves it here. Most people regain weight 5 years after a gastric sleeve operation. Okay?
Because they don't fix the head
They
stuff.
don't fix the problem that got them there in the first place. And if they're willing to do that, just do that now.
Right.
It's so simple. Why would you take this risk and everything? Here's the other thing too. I forget where it is in the article, but it talks about everybody that does this is going to be deficient in a bunch of nutrients and vitamins because they can't possibly take them in.
Yep.
So then you have to supplement your diet the rest of your life because you can't possibly take in enough vitamins and and minerals and stuff.
And the people who it does work for, when they lose all that weight, they're losing shit tons of weight fast.
Right.
Because they're only eating like 500-600 calories a day.
Yeah, it's just extreme caloric restriction.
But think about that. Doctors prescribe gastric bypass, and it works.
Yeah.
And they're only eating 500 to 600 calories a day. What does that tell you?
Well, if they would just do that from the get-go.
But also, what does that tell you?
Tell me.
That it's perfectly fucking safe to eat 500 or 600 calories a day.
Yeah, right, exactly.
People are like, oh, your body will start eating itself. No, that's just what fat people say.
Yep.
That's not a thing.
No.
We did the deal on the fucking dude that went a year.
Here's the other thing, too. Right. Or Artemis, whatever.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing,
Is it
too.
Artemis Prime? Oh, no, wait, that's a semi.
That's a semi. That's good. Here's the other thing, too. Like, you're removing your ability to ever put on lean muscle. If your stomach is so tiny,
Yep.
you're never going to be able to eat enough meat or protein and amino acids and all the other good things in animal products or whatever method you get
So
your protein.
your BMR is going to be 800 the rest of your life.
You're never going to be in shape looking, and that's why most people that have gastric bypass look saggy, and they're never going to look in shape because they can't build the lean muscle.
They're never going to achieve homeostasis.
Right. You can't achieve the lean muscle with that limited amount of space in your stomach. Even if you ate just pure meat, like pure protein and just protein and some fat, you can't. There's not enough room there to pack on the muscle pounds. So all it's doing, it's just a complete Band-Aid to try to stop you from getting fatter so that you won't die of the ass-kicking heart attack. That's
And it's not a Band-Aid because it's going to still fucking take 6 months,
well,
9 months, 12 months.
But your ever-expanding gut will just pop the Band-Aid off.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be right back to where you were. So if you knew all that, either make the change or don't. But I see no situation where gastric bypass is the best option.
Oh, because it's a head thing.
Because
It's not a stomach thing.
at most it's going to be temporary, and then you're still undergoing all those risks, and then you can't build any lean muscle mass, and you have to supplement your diet the rest of your life. There's just there's no upside. But
It's kind of, this might be a bad analogy, but it popped in my head. So I'm going to say it anyways. I don't care if it's bad. We have mics, right?
we have the microphones. Damn right.
When you go to like a methadone clinic and they pull all of the heroin out of you, is it over?
No.
You didn't fix the brain shit.
No.
This is the same thing.
Yeah.
You can bypass all you want and lose all and get rid of all of that weight, but it's still up here.
Yep.
You didn't fix anything.
No.
Fix that first.
Oh yeah. I mean, all the methadone is doing is maybe keeping you from dying during the withdrawal.
The withdrawal's so bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's it.
sure, probably. So that's a shitty part of the analogy.
Yeah, that's the bad part of the analogy. But I get what you're saying. Is
That's why they gain it right back.
right without fixing the underlying issues.
What got you there?
Because you're going to have to do it anyways. That's the whole
Right.
point. Is you're going to have to get there.
Yeah.
And if you can't, then don't bother doing the gastric because you're going to be right back where you were. And having undergone all those risks and have all the other detriments of the surgery. So just
And
silly.
a lot of times, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
Silly.
I'm saving this episode for Melanie because Mel said she'll come on and do a mental health episode
Right.
in regards to obesity because this shit's deep.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually people who are super obese have mentally emotional issues, and probably can't be talked about in public.
Yeah, trauma. Trauma.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not a fucking joke.
They're not doing it just because the McSpam Oreo burger is awesome.
No, it's comfort.
Yeah, they're
because
just
they're compensating for
getting
something.
some type of
Yes.
relief,
Yep.
or covering something up, or distracting themselves, or whatever.
Right, because the McRib isn't going to leave me on my third birthday and never come back.
Right.
I mean,
Although it does leave every year,
right,
so that is
right.
it does. I do have my abandonment issues with the McRib.
I don't know why I saw this or thought of this when you said that, but there was a meme I saw on Facebook and it said Subway, and it said something about get the foot long because 6 inches isn't enough. And below it was a comment by the McRib, and it said, "It's all how you use it."
Got to give it up for those social media teams of some of these companies.
Yeah.
Some of them are on point.
Yep.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. So have you seen any crazy snake oil quick fixes for weight loss or exercise you want to tell us about? Send them to us. I want to call out some more.
We didn't have time.
Yeah, we
had
had
wraps and juices and cleanses. And
let's cover that one real quick. Remember, what was that company that does the thing where it's cellophane with a
they still
paste on
do.
it? But I haven't heard about them in a long time now. But
either.
what were they called?
I can't remember.
They have a paste, and everybody was selling those.
Yep.
And they had like their logos on their car. Ask me about the weight loss wrap or whatever. Remember that?
Yes.
That shit was everywhere.
Someone answer in the comments.
Yeah,
someone will
tell us.
figure it out.
Oh, that one used to annoy me because like, you seriously believe this shit that you're gonna, and then you have to get on a schedule,
Right.
And they auto ship you these wraps like once a month, a new pack of them, because guess what? They don't actually do anything.
No.
So 6 months down the road, you're going to be just as fat.
Well, guess what?
When I go to spend a bunch of money on the wraps.
When I go to the gym and do super heavy squats and I wear my belt, I feel like that when I'm done.
Right? Exactly.
It's
Just
so
completely
stupid.
capitalizing on people's desire to.
I have a
fix
new
this
one.
shit quickly.
We're going to become billionaires. It's called laying down. You're so thin when you lay down.
Take all your before and after. Take all your after pictures laying down.
Why does his hair look like that?
He has no double chin when he lays down. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. So send who was that? It wasn't Herbalife. No, it's one of those companies, though.
No.
They had a green.
Yes.
The shit was green. God damn it. I gotta
It
look
works.
up. Oh, yes. It works. That's what they're fucking called.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to pull them up. Are they still a thing?
I think so. It works. Pay. It's the first thing. And you know how you get involved in It Works?
Oh, it's one of those multi-level marketing
No.
bullshit.
Oh, you didn't remember my post. Hey, long time no see. We should get together and have coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on.
Yeah.
I need your help with
It's
something.
It's the new. Let's get together or whatever.
Yeah, now recruiting ambassadors.
Yep.
Dude, you know, on my Instagram, you know how many messages, DMs I get a day saying, we'd love to have you as an ambassador.
Oh, an ambassador. Yes.
Like, beat it, Amway.
Here it is. Okay. This company was it's so weird that you brought that up because I haven't heard about them in forever. Okay. Here it is. The It Works Skinny Wrap. Seaweed, green tea, and guarana. Isn't that batshit?
Yep.
No, that's guano, but guano. Right.
I'm going to tell people. I'm going to tell my kids this is bad.
$49. Wow.
But retail is $82. So if you become an ambassador, you can get it for $49.
So you're basically it's cellophane with some sort of paste that's made up of seaweed, green tea, guarana, and rosemary leaf oil.
Hey, it's vegan.
Holy fuck.
It's vegan.
Oh, look at this. Okay, skinny wrap
Can you
helps
eat it when
targeted
you're done?
areas appear tightened, toned, and beautifully smooth. So at best, it's very extremely fucking temporary.
They just rebranded the girdle.
Holy fuck. Yeah, it appears tightened while the wrap's on.
So you go out for on a date, you put your wrap on.
Holy shit.
That's how you dudes get catfished.
No shit. Wow, here's all the ingredients.
Look at that safe.
Okay, here's a before and after. I mean, okay, first of all.
Oh my God.
What the hell?
Dude, if you're going to take that picture, that before and after picture, at least mix up the throw pillows.
Well, but the thing is, they're saying this happens in like 20 minutes. So they don't have to act like it's the next day.
Oh.
See, it says time span 45 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
So they're saying, I put the wrap on and 45 minutes later, look how much skinnier I am. Well, first of all, that's achieved by literally just moving your gut in or out.
You're going like this.
That's
posture.
I could take a horrible after and a kick-ass before if you just suck it in. I mean, it has nothing to do with anything.
No.
I mean, the only thing you can do is like put her in some, what do they call those things for like the medieval when you got to put your arms through them?
Guillotine.
No, like the stocks or whatever.
Oh,
put her in
yeah,
the stocks and then hit her over the head with a Louisville Slugger so she's out cold. Then let's see what she looks like completely relaxed.
Right.
That's the only way to, you have to be in a coma because otherwise you're going to influence how much the gut is sticking in or out. God, that's bullshit. Who buys this shit?
People.
They were everywhere for a while.
Oh, every car had.
ask me about that skinny wrap. Ask me about that skinny wrap thing or whatever. Oh my God, this shit just
why
died
does it have
though.
to be seaweed?
It's just
I don't get it.
it just hits that organic vegan. It's it's artisanal. It's that stupid thing that appeals to everybody that thinks it's effective. Yeah, barf. It works. Yes, God, I haven't heard about them in years. That shit was everywhere though.
I remember some lady was at the lake sauna. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, well, it might work. I'm like, stop.
See?
Stop.
You could see it almost working. You saw the fish. You're like the fish under the water, and you're like the old school veteran fish. And
Right, just laying back.
Hook comes down. They're like, guys, that's a kick-ass worm. I'm going to go eat it. You're like, don't do it. It's a trap.
Get out of there. Yep.
And they're all like, but it's shiny, and it's wriggling.
You fucking kidding me.
I'm pretty sure it's alive. I'm going to eat it.
Right.
And then there they go, one by one, fished out. Oh, God. All right, guys. Any other scams you've seen out there for quick fixes for weight loss? Send them to info@fitandfurious.com. Make sure you're watching on YouTube. You got to see all this valuable visuals and weekly extra content. You can find us anywhere audio podcasts are found, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, etc. Please subscribe, rate, review, and share. And if you want to support the show, go to furiousmerch.com for t-shirts. And we will see you next week. It doesn't work.